All right. Hey everyone, Jonathan Lindsay here for Tapestry Music. An exciting day today. We have a brand new product launch from Fender, and it is a Stratocaster. Now, they've done probably thousands of variations on Stratocasters over the years. This is yet another one, but this one is particularly cool because this one is very much up my alley. I'm going to read the sticker here because it's a bit of a mouthful. This is the Fender American Ultra Luxe Vintage, and this is the 60s Stratocaster variation. So this is another one of those kind of old meets new, or new gets the old treatment, or it's like an old vintage one that's been hot rodded. It's a vintage inspired one, but with modern appointments. They've basically taken their like American Vintage 2 series and crossed it with their American Ultra, and this is what we get. So it's a bit of new and a bit of old. So let's go over some of the specs here. So we've got, first off, this really cool finish on here. It's a lacquer finish. They call this, what do they call it? Heirloom lacquer finish. So it's a very thin nitro, and it's got a little bit of checking on here. So this is Fender Custom Shop style relicing, but it's very light. It's kind of like, reminds me of their Custom Classic series, I think, or not Custom Classic, Closet Classic. So it's something that's just got a little checking, but it doesn't have any actual like body damage and stuff like the relics do. So it's got a cool little look to it. The pickups in here are the American 61 pickups, and it's from the Pure Vintage series. So it's a very much like vintage pickup. You can see the raised bobbins in the center there. It's not a noiseless pickup like the American Ultras have, but it's got a lot of features on here that the Ultras do have, like locking tuners. It's got the carve on the back here that the Ultras have, so you got access into that upper area. Then on the fretboard, I mean, we've got a maple neck rosewood fretboard, but rather than do the vintage frets and the vintage radius that the vintage ones have, this has stainless steel frets, so they're super slippery for doing bends. It's kind of a medium jumbo fret, and then it's a compound radius too. It's 10-inch to 14-inch radius like the Ultras have. So it's a very modern feeling neck, even though we've got the vintage look and the vintage pickups. They've also given it the lumen side dots, so if you're on stage and it's dark, they will glow, which is kind of handy. And what else we got? Under the hood, we got a little S1 switch, or S1 style switch. What it does on this one is it engages the neck pickup if you're down on the bridge pickup by itself, so you get the two outside ones for the David Gilmour thing, or gets you the somewhat of a telly kind of tone. Or if you're in the position with both of these two, you get all three pickups. So a couple more sounds in there, which is sweet. And then the bridge is an interesting one. It's a 2-point trem with a pop-in arm, so very similar to what the Ultras would have, but the arm is sort of a vintage style pop-in arm. So again, it's a little hybrid of the vintage and the Ultras. So a lot of cool things going on with this guitar. This one comes with one of the vintage style Tolex cases, and it's also available in an HSS version, and they also do a 50s version with the maple neck. And I should also say that the neck profile on here, they call this a D-shaped neck. It's pretty modern feeling. You know, it's not a vintage thick neck. It's definitely on the thinner side, more like a mid-60s kind of vintage feel, or a more modern kind of C and D shaped neck. So if you like the thinner sort of side of the vintage necks, you'll probably like this. If you're looking for a big chunky one, you'll probably want to look elsewhere. Anyways, enough talk. Let's take a listen to this. Today I'm plugged into this really cool Swart combo. This is the Atomic Space Tone head and cab, which is just a joy to play through. And this one's got that custom Ocean Sparkle Tolex, which I thought looks really cool and goes great with this ice blue metallic. So we've got that going on, and I'll put on a bit of Overdrive a bit later. We've got the Browne Carbon X. So let's dive in and check it out. Here's the neck pickup. So that's what I love about vintage style Strat pickups, is that big, warm, woody bottom end. You're only going to get that from a Strat, and you're only going to get that with a true single coil pickup. So that sounds fantastic. Let's kick it into the next position here for a little bit of quack. Moving on, middle pickup. Next position. Going through pretty quickly here because we got a lot of sound. And the bridge. Again, all single coil pickups, so we don't have a humbucker. It's not a noise canceling one. This is just a vintage 61 style pickup. So it's going to be on the lower output side. Whoopsie. All right, so now if we hit this button, we're just on the bridge, but we get the neck pickup in here as well. So that's a cool sound you don't normally get on a Strat. And now if I flip it to number 2 here, now I've actually got all 3 of these. Let's hear what this sounds like. Sweet. So that's a cool tone. A little different. Gets you, reminds me of some of the 80s tones. Put a little chorus compression on there and you can do some really cool things. Let's throw a bit of drive on here and check out both the bridge and the neck pickup. Let's start on the bridge since we're there. And to the neck. All right. Wow, that's cool. I mean, this is a really great playing guitar that looks like a vintage guitar, sounds like a vintage guitar, but if you've always wanted some of these kind of upgrades, like the stainless frets, flatter radius, 2-point trem, locking tuners that you haven't been able to find before in a vintage style one, this kind of is the best of both worlds for me. So very exciting new guitar from Fender, and nice premium offering from them. You're getting sort of custom shop quality and style guitar, but not quite at custom shop prices. So that's a very exciting new guitar for 2025. We've got this in stock right now at Tapestry Music, so come by and check it out. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.